I am a traveler of the world's oceans, a crusher of notorious monsters, beasts, and foes, a sinker of countless ships, a flattener of numberless towns. Trembling with fear, people everywhere call me the Master of Destruction! I suggest that you take the time to remember my name carefully. I am Captain Ussop!
From the very beginning, Usopp's main goal was always to become a great warrior of the sea, to embody bravery, courage, and the will to fight for his ideals and beliefs. However, Usopp has always had this crippling fear that makes everyone second guess his ability to fight for his dreams. I always see people call him a liar, weak, and even useless, which I never truly agreed with. To put this into perspective, he's just a regular guy with a slingshot in a world full of monsters. He doesn't owe us a boost of power or gain some insane feats that make him as strong as the monster trio. For him, being brave means standing up when the odds are stacked against you and fighting for what he believes in. And if anything, this really shows me how much people don't understand the true value of Usopp. He always wanted to be a pirate like his father, but he never had the raw power or the capabilities to back up his dreams. What's interesting is how he manages to compensate for his lack of power by fighting in ways that are only unique to him. He struggles with cowardice, but when push comes to shove, he always stands his ground. Throughout the show, there's so many instances when he manages to showcase his willingness to stand and fight. He took out Mr. Four and Miss Merry Christmas in Alabasta, single-handedly stood his ground against the Black Hat Pirates in Syrup Village, stopped Sugar twice in Dressrosa, and defeated Perona. There's so many other instances where Usopp single-handedly stood his ground and showcased bravery throughout the show. In the fight against Perona, Usopp was quite literally the only Straw Hat who was able to fight against her Devil Fruit. His fear and negative thoughts was a direct counter to her Devil Fruit. In Dressrosa, Usopp attempted to flee the battlefield. His fears got to him so deeply, but even in this horrible state of mind, he mastered up the courage to turn around and face Sugar head-on and proceeded to defeat her twice. One of the fun parts of Usopp that I think everyone enjoys is Sogeking, the king of snipers. And although Usopp refuses to accept it, Sogeking is his alter ego, who embodies the version of himself that is a brave warrior of the sea. A version of himself that's as strong and as fearless as he can be. From the onset of his introduction, Sogeking's fighting style embodies his inner self. He uses a slingshot to fight from a distance far away from his enemies. He turns his fear into a great strength by showcasing his capabilities later in the show when he uses Haki to direct the trajectory of his slingshot to defeat Sugar. And this is what I mean when I say he fights in a style that's only unique to him. And although he wins fights in a very wacky and unconventional way, he still manages to pull through when it counts. He always stands for what he believes in. Even in the presence of an enemy he knows he cannot defeat. Usopp's bravery is inspired by his role models. From a young age, he always admired his father, Ussop. Some see him as a deadbeat who left his family, but to Usopp, he saw his father as a hero, someone worth looking up to, a man who left behind his entire life to pursue something much greater, to become a pirate of the sea in one of the most powerful pirate crews of all. He grew up only ever wanting to be a pirate like his father. When the Straw Hats get to Little Garden, they find two giants who have been locked in a duel for over 100 years. Despite having forgotten their original reason for their fighting, they continue to battle every time the island volcano erupts. Usopp is immediately struck by the concept of the pride of the giants of Elbaf. He sees two warriors willing to die, having fought for centuries, not because of their hatred or revenge. Instead, he sees two warriors willing to die, having fought for centuries, not because of the hatred or revenge, but because of a warrior code they uphold. To Usopp, who struggles with fear and the constant need to lie to feel seen, this grand demonstration shows what bravery, honor, and the strength looks like in its most pure and potent form. He admired what the giants Dory and Broggy stood up for, and he aimed to be more like them, as traces of his evolution can be seen in the arcs that follow after the encounter. When we think of Usopp, we always talk about how much of a weakling he is, consumed by fear and the doubt of his abilities to stand on his own. But is there really bravery without fear? I believe that if bravery is acting in spite of fear, then Usopp is the bravest man of them all. He's the only Straw Hat who's fulfilled his dream already. Usopp is already a brave warrior of the sea, and the moment he realizes this, he's bound to evolve and become a greater character. Even though he's surrounded by overpowered characters like the Monster Trio, he plays a very different but equally impactful role amongst the crew. If Luffy was looking for a strong character to fill his crew, Usopp would never have joined the Straw Hat Pirates. What Luffy saw in Usopp was the resolve he showed to protect his village even when the odds were stacked against him. The integrity and willingness to fight for the people he cared about is what made Luffy see the good in him. Usopp's true power comes from the fact that he has already looked at his weaknesses and decided to sail the Grand Line anyway. While others are brave because they're strong, Usopp is brave because he is weak.